Hi Stouffville, this is Charlene for this week's program of Off the Top, WhiStle Radio 102.7 FM. I want to begin by thanking Joe Burton for that wonderful intro and extra music, and I want to thank Gary Burt for all the wonderful tech wizardry he creates every time we're in the studio. And today I have here Phil Bannon, Councillor Bannon again. Now, I did promise you last month that I wanted to do a kind of rolling series of interviews with a single candidate to learn more about what the process is like from the candidate's point of view. And the last time we were together in the studio, Councillor Bannon, we spoke about your past and how many ways you have been supportive and have helped the community and have used charities, have donated to charities, used your various activities to donate to charities. And I also wanted to just say one other thing I happen to know about your past. You were a staff sergeant for Metro Police, is that correct?
That's correct.
And that means that you were the one person responsible for all of the detectives, all of the people in and out of the police station, especially at times if you worked in the evenings or on the weekends. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Now, I don't mean to make a joke, but there must be some parallels with having councillor and councillor meetings and going towards being the mayor. It seems to me there's something similar in those two. What do you say to that?
Well, the last station that I worked at before I retired when I got elected here in Stouffville, 250, 260 people. You have 70, 80 people in an investigative capacity, you have an old clothes capacity, administrative capacity and such. So, you're dealing with a broad band of personalities, to say the least, because, you look at the personalities of people who join the police department and who actually surround the police department, those who react to positively and negatively to the police department. And in my administrative role, I had the opportunity to work with these officers and with the members of the community who were very supportive of our police activities and those who were not as supportive of our police activities in the communities. But, it was great to have the opportunity to go out and meet with them and, of course, find out what their concerns were, very similar to my role here in the municipality. And identify what their concerns are, put a game plan in effect, work with the officers, and actually continue working with the community, as I have in our community. And,
yes.
And you see the results and the smiles on people's faces when they find that it's so easy to work together for a common purpose and a common goal. And in the end, everybody wins. That I find is a very pleasing result to my community activities, both on and off the police service. And as we've seen through the years in the community of Ballantrae and Musselman's Lake, the level of cooperation that we had when we initially started off in our political role
in the negative factors, I would say at that point. We were pretty much not aware of each other, not aware of how to band together. Everyone had a loud voice that was based and focused in the negative, what was wrong. And it took some gathering together, but you were the lightning rod for that, absolutely, and created a place for people to go and talk about what it was they wanted, what they saw as their vision. And you've always been, number one, available. I will say that it's completely changed my attitude about politicians, is being able to phone. You phone me back. It's been wonderful, and I don't imagine the person that you are is going to change that much as mayor.
Not at all. If anything, I'm going to continue the communication networking that I have established over the years. As you're aware, the community meetings, the exposure with the Musselman's Lake Residents Association,
yes.
The communications that we carry on through that network.
And the internet, the beautiful e-letter that you send out, keeping everybody informed of what you have done, what you are going to do, what you're planning to do, and just linking people's knowledge and understanding of where the community is.
And I think we're a step above most people who are involved in politics out there with the outreach program that we've established with the communications. And that's only going to expand. As I've said, that I want to make sure that all of Stouffville enjoy the right to communicate with me as the mayor, and that I will communicate with them and provide them with insight, information. I'm also looking at opportunities down the road to provide weekly press releases for the newsmakers out there, the local newspapers, the radio station, Rogers Cable and such, and give all of you newsmakers the opportunity to come in and have a discussion with me, with people who you're interested in talking to and about, directors in the town, councillors in the town, on a weekly basis, and ask us questions, and we'll give you the answers that you need. There's no need to have silence out there. I'm going to provide full transparency for this communication, for this community, and make all of our services and all of our personnel available to and our information. So there is no question as to what's going on and what is the mayor and council doing. We're not hiding anything. I want to be as clear and transparent with people as possible and communicate with people as much as I am now, if not more.
So in-camera meetings would not be your favorite, I'm assuming.
Unfortunately, you're stuck with in-camera meetings, and that's information that can't be discussed in the public venue. But that information will come out eventually, and the news media will have the same opportunity to ask questions about that in a private setting with the mayor and members of council and directors of the town.
More of a scrum situation,
absolutely,
as it were, to give people the idea that there is a general and a valuable channel from the mayor's office to the community.
Yeah, and that gives you an opportunity to, on a regular basis, sit back and say, the mayor's hosting his press release on certain date, certain time on a regular basis, and these are the questions that we want to ask, and you can go online to your listeners and sit back, and if you want, you can come in and broadcast and be part of that process as well, because I want as many people as possible in this community to be aware of what is happening in this community. And participate.
To that end, do you think there might be any chance of changing the meetings to off the afternoons into the evenings, the council meetings?
Well,
I know there's one meeting on the evenings.
Yeah, well, what we do right now is we have one afternoon meeting to accommodate those who
work evenings. Oh, very good.
And take into account, too, and I know there's pressure from a certain number of people, and I can't say it's a majority of people, but there is pressure by a certain group of people who would like to see all of the meetings during the evening hours.
Ah.
Now, I can't tell you that we have a large group of people who attend our meetings.
No.
I'm being quite serious on this. It's a small group of people who on a regular basis. Meetings are basically focused on agenda items that are in your point of interest, in your area of interest. And so that's when we get people turning up. Afternoon meetings accommodate those people who work during the evening and or work during the day and have evening activities.
Right.
So think about this, that you're working 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 6. You come home and, well, you may not have time for dinner, but you have to take your children out to skating, to dance, to dinner. You want to spend time visiting friends and such, and activities for them, sports activities. So we're cutting into their time as well. That's their family time. So now we sit back and host the meetings in the evening. Right? I mean, during the day, we provide that opportunity for them to come, but their evenings are taken up. So now we go to the evening and we say, well, we know those people can't make it, those now who were working during the day. Well, it's the same group of people who are working during the day who have to be involved with their family and family activities during the evening. So what I have said publicly, and I will stand by that, is I will do whatever it takes to make council meetings available to the public.
Yes.
Whether that's different hours during the day, different days during the week, whatever it's going to take.
Yes.
And especially when it comes to important issues. Yes. If we find that there is a time period more accommodating for a community point of interest, then you know what? We'll accommodate that. I'll make sure that council meetings are set and scheduled to accommodate the needs of the community.
And what do you see as the big issues for Stouffville, Whitchurch-Stouffville, going into the next term of office? As mayor, what do you see? We've
got a lot of things on the table, and you've got to be sitting in a basement somewhere not to be aware of some of the current issues that are out there. But we got a lot of growth on the horizon here. And we've also got infrastructure that has to be put in place to accommodate that growth. Over the next few years, we've identified some infrastructure replacement projects and renovation projects that we're going to take on. The main focus right now is in the downtown corridor. We have Memorial Park. We've got a significant amount of interest that we're going to be putting into Memorial Park for the expansion of the park.
Right.
And that's going to entail perhaps an indoor-outdoor rink area. We're talking about gardens. We're talking about different kinds of pitches, whether it's, lawn bowling. Well, we've got the lawn bowling, but whatever the leisure services plan is over the next 5, 6, 7 years is going to be a significant point of interest for people. We have a growth factor for the Leisure Services Center. We're going to be expanding the library. We're going to be providing an expanded house for our seniors downtown. We're going to be providing gymnasium space. We're looking at providing some more indoor pool space. So all of that put together is this new leisure service expansion plan that we've got scheduled for the Memorial Park area. That's going to be a big project for us. We've also got to look at opportunities for growth in the commercial and development area.
Yes.
We've got to get some sort of growth in our industrial base. And the best area for that is, of course, up the 404 corridor, where we've got the exposure to transportation and the networking between, our community, Richmond Hill, Markham, and Toronto, for the sake of that networking. We're going to have to reach out. So for the mayor's going to take on a significant role here in the next few years, and it's a leadership role, and it's a strong leadership role, and you've got to have that ability to work with the regional chair. Think of it this way. This is the best way I can describe it. The day after the election, you're going to be handing over the controls of a $300 million corporation, the town of Stouffville, for the next 4 years. Who is the strongest, the best candidate that you have on the table to run that corporation? Because the next day, that mayoralty candidate is going to be the mayor. And he's going to be sitting at the regional council with the mayor of Markham, the mayor of Vaughan, the mayor of Richmond Hill, the mayor of Newmarket, the mayor of Aurora and King. Strong mayors with strong prominence, with strong councils. You have to have a strong personality. You have to have knowledge, experience, the ability to deal with conflict and interaction with these people, these strong people. You're going to be the lead drive for this municipality. You're going to have to deal with those issues. Not only that, you're going to have to come back here and deal with the growth in this town here as a $300 million corporation over the next 4 years. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of investment. It's a lot of time. And you've got to lead the charge. Because in my mind, very, very clearly, it's not the economic development officer. It's not the CAO who go out and sell this town, who resolves issues in this town. It's the mayor. It's the mayor who shows up at the door that people respect. That's who they want to see. That's who they want to talk to. And that's who they want to spend time with. I am committed in my term, in my administration, to spend time with the downtown small business group. I have spent the last 2.5, 3 months knocking on doors in the downtown area, meeting all of the small town businesses, talking with them, finding out what their concerns are, what their issues are, and what I can do to help them. And it's interesting, and I am so pleased with the amount of support that I'm getting back from them in regards to me running for mayor in this election, because they feel that the strength, the experience that I bring to the table with my previous employment in the police service, my previous business experience, and my 11 years on council here is going to provide them with that leadership and that ability to communicate and work well with the town, and a mayor who is going to promote and encourage and support them in their efforts to expand.
Absolutely, and I know it to be true. We are going to take a short commercial break and come right back to have more from you, Councillor Bannon. This is WhiStle Radio 102.7 FM, Off the Top with Charlene. Don't go away.